So Andrew Tate's accusers have spoken online, putting out 2 anonymous press statements via Twitter. Now, within these statements, there are specific word choices that I think say what the long-term strategy is approaching the Tates, because while this is easy to miss at first glance, the words that are being utilized, they have a specific meaning, and that meaning, it flashes back to Andrew Tate's own words, which I believe are going to be used against him. I have specific opinions about the Tates too, and you're allowed to have opinions, but remember, when it comes to this or anything else, due process always. Hey there, by the way, let's get started. As a survivor of the Tate brothers, I understand how difficult it can be to come forward and speak out about what happened to you. But when social media gives us a glimpse into the extreme harm that others cause, I feel obliged to step forward and speak out against it. If these words can prevent one woman from becoming a quote-unquote alleged victim of Andrew and Tristan Tate, it justifies the risk I'm taking. It can be scary, overwhelming, and you may feel like you don't have anyone to turn to. If you or someone you know is a survivor, know that you are not alone and there is help available. By coming forward, we may be able to find justice for ourselves and prevent these perpetrators from hurting anyone else. It is a brave and important step towards healing and finding closure. Now, I know it can be hard to take that first step, but I promise you that there are resources and people ready and available to help you through the process. Don't let fear or shame keep you from speaking out. Let this be a reminder that you deserve to be heard, to feel safe and supported, and you have the absolute right to seek justice. This is a moment of opportunity for any victim of these quote-unquote alleged perpetrators to stand up and together so we can recognize vulnerability as power, see the strength in numbers, and shine light on the strength of every single survivor. Now, before we move on to that second statement, there's a couple of things that I want to point out in this one because I found them interesting. For example, language choice. If you look at the language here, you'll notice alleged comes up repeatedly. You don't have perpetrators noted, you have alleged perpetrators noted. And when you look through this, you don't have any concrete allegations. You have words like survivor and victim coming up, but they don't tell you what exactly they survived, what exactly they're a victim of, unless it's of Andrew and Tristan Tate. Now, the reason for that is because I would say this person has been in contact with a lawyer. They were told, hey, if you make any allegation without there being a case, that could actually get you sued. And you'll notice beyond that, too, this is signed by an anonymous survivor. There's no name attached to it, so we don't know who put that out yet. Maybe you'll see more in court, or maybe this person, their identity, it will be shielded throughout. Now, as far as this second statement is concerned, there are specific word choices that I think reveal a lot about how this is going to move forward. And as far as that statement about due process is concerned, this statement backs that up. It says, hey, why don't you wait until court to decide on what did or didn't transpire? This was posted by the same person, by the way. This was posted in the same thread, and it notes survivor statement number 2. Quote, for women who have been victimized, we didn't know the game that was being played to hurt us. We didn't know a game was being played at all. It's only after it happens and you lose that you know whether the lover boy method or some other way. That's going to be an important statement, by the way. We're going to come back to that. Victims know that this same game of deception is used in the court of public opinion today. To the people who've made assumptions about victims before trial, I forgive you. I won't ask those people to change their opinions for our sake. I would just ask them to consider one thing. What if you're wrong Is it possible? And if it is, can you wait for the court to do its job before attacking those who have gone about the correct legal process for justice? To all the victims out there, I know how wounded you feel. We have all felt that way too. I love each and every one of you for being brave enough to move forward despite those feelings. You are loved, and many know how strong you've been. Now, at first glance, that statement, it might not seem like it says a lot, but when you start looking into it, I think that it says plenty. One of the things that it mentions, for example, is the lover boy method. And if you've never heard of the lover boy method, you have to think about trafficking. See, the majority of trafficking, it doesn't happen from strangers with someone coming in and snatching you off the street. What happens is it's somebody that you know manipulating you into action. Now, this is the crux of the lover boy method, as this quote explains. Its typical form, it involves men dating a woman, playing the part of a boyfriend to get her to fall in love with them. Then, once she's in love with them, they coerce her into trafficking so they can make money off of her. Now, as far as the accusations that will appear against Andrew Tate, I think that the lover boy method, that's going to be front and center. See, his own words from his now defunct website say the following, quote, "How did I become rich? Webcam. I've been running a webcam studio for nearly a decade. I had over 75 girls work for me, and my business model is different than 99% of webcam studio owners. Over 50% of my employees were actually my girlfriend at the time, and of all my girlfriends, none were in that entertainment industry before they met me." Now, Tate continues with this, quote, "My job was to get women to fall in love with me. Literally, that was my job. My job was to meet a girl, go on a few dates, sleep with her, test if she's quality, get her to fall in love with me to where she'd do anything I say, and then get her on webcam so we could become rich together. Whether you agree or disagree with what I did with their loyalty, submission, and love for me doesn't matter. You cannot reject the results, and the results are simple. My girlfriends would do more for me than 99% of men's wives would do for them." So again, right there. As far as that wording choice is concerned, too, this matches up to what we were hearing with the Tate brothers. They were arrested. We kept hearing those words trafficking come up and again. So this tells you this will be the way that they move forward. Now, again, this statement called for due process. It said, these folks, they've gone through the correct legal process. You can have your opinions on this, but remember, due process, that does matter. Again, I have specific opinions about Andrew Tate. We can go over that in another video. Let me know what you think, though. And as always, appreciate the heck out of you. You make this stuff work. Links are in the description if you want to help out the channel. Appreciate you being here, too. And until next time, see you soon.